Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me, man. We got a crazy topic tonight, man. Without further ado, I ain't gonna leave the people waiting, man. We got one of the legends in the building, man. It's not too often you get international legends, you know. Shout out to the UK. It's definitely an honor in the building, man. Flight Sports. We got DKM in the building. What's going on, DKM? What's the deal?
How are you, my man? It's good to be on here and see what you guys are saying.
Word. What's going on, man? How you feeling? Everything good?
Bro, for me, I'm just looking forward to hopping on here, having this discussion with you, man. I see that you've created a little buzz over here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of traction, a lot of hype, and you guys are putting in that work, bro. When Bex first reached out to me earlier on today or whatever, you were live. You then did another show after that, and you know what I'm saying, it's 11 p.m. Eastern, and you guys are still working, putting out content. You guys were active during Summer League, so it's only right. You guys show me love that I come on here, you know what I mean, and we chop it up and have a grown man discussion about this game and characters we're all so invested in. So I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate you guys reaching out and making it happen.
No problem, man. Before we get into everything, man, where you tell the people where you from?
So I'm from Scotland, which is a country within the United Kingdom. The UK is in Europe, and yes, where I've been my whole life. I was born and bred in the capital city, and that's where I've been, you know what I'm saying, for the best part of my life so far.
Right. Okay. How long you been in this YouTube game?
I started my YouTube channel almost 10 years ago now, when I was 12 years old. It took me a few years to get up and running, but from the beginning, there was no doubt in my mind that this was what I was going to be doing. And I started off as like a gaming channel or whatever, but eventually what happened was I picked up an interest in high school basketball around 2016, 2017.
Wow.
And a few players I started making content about. You had Zion Williamson, and you had these three boys at Chino Hills that were setting the nation on fire. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to cover these guys, see where it takes us, and never looked back since. So I guess if you want to hear I could be here all day talking about the origin of my YouTube story or whatever, but I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. You guys are probably interested in what's happened these past few years, and that's just been, you know, staying active with it and talking about basketball that I'm interested in, players I'm interested in, and that's what you see on the channel.
Right. So what's your thoughts on Lonzo Ball signing with the Chicago Bulls via sign and trade?
I think that Lonzo Ball has made a decision for himself. You want me to turn my camera on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, I apologize for the mask, right? I'll explain.
Look. I like that look right there. I'm from Hempstead, man. I like that look.
Hey.
We used to call those murder ones. You should. What's going on out there, man?
Oh no, nothing too much is going on around here. You know, when you hop on different channels, you're meeting people for the first time. You gotta try and remain as anonymous as possible. But on the topic of Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls, I think for Lonzo, it's a huge opportunity for him to go somewhere where he's finally wanted. I don't feel like the Pelicans ever fully bought in to him and his talents. It was like he was a valuable asset, which was a part of the trade involving Anthony Davis to the Lakers. David Griffin didn't really seem to show him much love the entire time, but it's good to see that Chicago wanted Lonzo. They've been pursuing him for a minute now, dating all the way back to when he was first available in trade talks back in LA. he finally seems like he's in a situation where not only he wants to be, but of course he's wanted there. And I think that, going forward next season, it really is a make or break year for Lonzo, in the sense that if he doesn't elevate to like the heights we all hope he can, potential wise, I don't think he ever will, because there's been different circumstances. A lot of us have fought for this man, made a whole ton of excuses over the years on why he's not progressed to the level we know he's capable of. Because of course he's a great NBA player. Lonzo Ball will always be a starting point guard in this league. I personally believe he can be more than that. However, I don't know if he doesn't. I can't see how if he doesn't do it this year, he'll do it ever. So this is a big year for Lonzo Ball. I believe in him. He's got some new teammates. He's in a perfect environment to succeed, and I wish all the best for bro. And hopefully, he can continue making strides like he has done every year since coming into the league, getting better and better each year. Let's hope he just takes that major jump this year and potentially makes an all-star team and gets this team to the playoffs. You mind good?
Oh, my bad. Do you my shit was on mute, my fault. What's your team in the NBA? Do you have a team or do you just follow players?
So where I'm from, right? We are really big when regards to the soccer, which is the biggest sport in my country. It's all about supporting your local team. So, and it dates back hundreds of years, like a cultural aspect. Like, if you ain't support your local team where I'm from, like, you're a traitor. You know what I mean? You're like, it doesn't slide. Like, that being from Toronto and supporting LeBron and all that stuff, that doesn't slide where I'm from. So, for me, being an NBA fan without any ties to any organization, I'm like, you know what? I've got no loyalty to this team. I've got no loyalty to that team because I'm not from any of these places. I'm just going to support my favorite players. And my favorite players right now in the NBA are LaMelo, Lonzo, hopefully soon to be LiAngelo. So I'm rolling with them wherever they go. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I don't know if you can see him up there, but once upon a time, that was the man that got me interested in basketball, the Black Mamba in the dust. Rest in peace.
I see Kobe in the back in the dark. Of course, I can see Kobe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, he was the reason I first got into basketball. And with him out the league, you know what I mean? It's the beginning of a new era, the Ball era. And I'm rooting for them boys and want to see the best for all of them.
Word. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, D-Cam. Like I said, I'm from New York. You ever been to New York?
I've been to the States once in my life.
Where'd you land?
I was in Vegas for the BBB All-American game.
Oh, yeah, that was lit. Yeah, I'm from New York. It's like we breathe swag in New York, right? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I see you got a lot of swagger. You feel me? I mean, what they copping down there? I see you in and out of malls and all that. What you shopping and all that? What you copping?
Bro, I'm all about, you know what I'm saying? Not just buying like I feel like a lot of people, they get caught up in the buying expensive clothes. But bro, you gotta know how a piece fits together. You know what I mean? You can't like have some colors that don't match or whatnot. So for me, it's all about finding two nice clothes and nice colors that I like and trying to make it all working together. And a lot of it is inspired by American culture. I feel like compared to the UK, bro, I'm gonna be honest, my city in Scotland has no drip. You guys set the standards in Magic City, Atlanta, and of California, you know what I mean? All these cities, the rappers and whatnot. Exactly, New York, that's another one. Like, I feel like you guys are really setting the culture of fashion around the world, and it's expanding to where I'm from. Like, bro, it wasn't until like a year ago that Jordans got like hot in my city, bro. I used to wear Jordans when I was like in high school, bro, and people would be like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you wearing? But now it's a little bit different. Now I was ahead of the curve. You know, I got some BBB on show.
I see you. That shit fly too.
But
that's that shit fly.
Yeah, bro. Go show love to the brand.
Hell yeah. What's good with Gelo, man? You know, we was covering him. I seen you. I know you seen us working. You know, what's your thoughts, man? How Gelo performed, especially in that first game, man? Because it went just perfectly the way it should have.
I feel like for LiAngelo, if he was out there to try and audition his skill set and what he would be like as an NBA player within the summer league, out of everyone on that Charlotte Hornets team, he was the one guy who looked like you could drop him in an NBA gym and he could play that exact same role. the stuff that Kai Jones and James Bouknight and all the like star players supposedly on that Hornets team, what they were doing, like, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to do that in the league because you're going to have LaMelo, you're going to have Hayward, you're going to have Rozier, so you're not going to have the ball in their hands. What LiAngelo was doing was showing that he can be a good teammate. He was getting to all the right spots, getting himself in situations where, you know, if you had a competent point guard, you know what I mean, that could find you and give you the rock, he'd end up with a lot more points than he did. The amount of times that man was open in the corner and he was getting looked off by his teammates or whatever, bro, I'll sound like a conspiracy theorist if I say what I really think was going on there. But I feel like it was like I was just hoping bro could average around 8 points per game. He did that until that last game. His percentages were up to league standard. He had that little bad last game, which wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. But shoot. Sometimes you're going to make more than you miss. Sometimes you're going to miss more than you make. Overall, I feel like he was the most consistent player for the Hornets, and I feel like he put himself in a real good position to get picked up next season.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a good look, man. What do you think is gonna happen? You think he's gonna get signed or he going to the G League? Because there ain't nothing really been announced yet.
So for me, what I feel is gonna happen is I feel like best case scenario for Gelo, honestly, would be a 2-way contract. However, I understand that those spots are occupied at the moment. So it's a situation where, I mean, Mitch Kupchak didn't rule out the possibility of them potentially moving one of those two guys either to the G League or to the NBA to free up one of those 2-way spots. I feel like the 2-way spot would be best for Gelo because it would mean he'd get good run with like a larger role in the G League and also still get NBA experience at the same time. So for me, that if it were up to me, that's what I'd want, because what I would hate to see is him make the team and barely play. You know what I mean? Be on the bench and not make the rotation. We want to see LiAngelo Ball play basketball first and foremost. But I feel like if I had to lean towards one or the other, I think he's going to get signed. I don't know how they're going to do it with obviously the roster and, you know what I mean? They already have a bunch of guys on guaranteed contracts, but maybe I'm going with my heart and not my head, but my heart seems to tell me that Gelo will be on the team next season. That's just hopeful thinking, I guess. But I think one thing we can all be excited for is that no matter what, we are going to see Gelo Ball play basketball next season. Whether that be in the G League, whether that be in the NBA, I think he has done more than enough in Summer League to earn an invite to training camp. And I guess training camp and how he performs there and in preseason will ultimately determine where he'll start next season, whether that be in Greensboro or Charlotte.
Were you upset when Lonzo signed with the Bulls and didn't go to the Hornets? Did you have a preferred destination for Lonzo?
See, this is the thing. I wasn't too tripping over it, and I understand why a lot of people would be, as they saw this as like perhaps and potentially the one and only opportunity with the way everything was lined up for them to all be together. I feel like I wasn't disappointed by the decision because Lonzo was doing what was best for him. You know what I mean? He wasn't that probably wasn't a popular decision within his family. I mean, you guys would know better than me, but his father made it be no secret that where he wanted his son to be. And it's good to see these boys become men, you know what I mean, and make decisions for themselves and in their best interests only. For Lonzo, he is the guy out of all the brothers, I feel like, who sacrificed the most in terms of, you know, he was the older brother. He had to take the stick from the media. He got all the backlash. He was the one thrown into the spotlight. You know what I mean? All the pressure was upon his shoulders to lead as the oldest brother and whatever. So it's really interesting to see his character arc and to see within the past year or whatever, Lonzo decided to fully take his career into his own hands and make decisions for himself. He decided to leave his brothers at Rock Nation, join Clutch Sports. That ruffled some feathers. He decided, I don't know if he's still going ahead with it, but I don't know if you follow the reality show, but there was that whole Apollo Zoe thing. Again, that shows some independence. And this decision right here, where there was potentially an opportunity for him to go play with his brothers, but Lonzo looked at it as like, no, I'm Lonzo Ball. I feel like Lonzo Ball would be better off in Chicago. And so I'm going to make that decision for myself and not look back. So I think it was positive to see Lonzo make his own decision. And as much as anyone else, I would have loved to see all three of them play together in Charlotte. But if it wasn't to be, then it wasn't to be. And I think Lonzo's in a great situation. And I think all three brothers in their respective destinations are in a good place. going forward and going into next season.
Yeah, you spoke about Lonzo Ball going through that media scrutiny. You know, when he came in, he had to take all the fucking backlash and all that. Do you think that helped LaMelo because he didn't have to go through all of that? He kind of was able to ease into the league, you know?
I feel like Lonzo walked so LaMelo could run in that regard. Like Lonzo, and to be honest, I feel like Melo's personality would probably have been better suited for that. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of unfortunate the way it played out. Lonzo got it undeservedly bad from the media. I don't feel like he's the type of guy that really wanted the spotlight. He was just willing to accept that that's what came with being a number 2 pick, and obviously his father trying to accomplish the things he was trying to do. I think particularly with what happened with the brand 2 years ago, maybe LaVar isn't seen as much of a threat as he once would have been, at least in the media's eyes, to what he was trying to do and how he was trying to challenge every system imaginable with the JBA, with the big baller brand, basically saying that you cannot buy us out. We're trying to get to the top. We're going to get the billion with or without you. You either co-brand us or we're going to get there independently by ourselves, but you can't buy us out. I feel like that mentality was scary, and it was different, and it was something we've probably never seen in the sport before. But with all of that kind of to the side, it was as if the media were probably a bit more welcoming of LaMelo, and they were able to see the Ball brothers as just three exciting basketball players, aside from like the bigger picture, which I think Lonzo was stuck with, and Lonzo had to try and overcome with every sports media network out to get him on his neck, talking about each and every one of his games. And I'm sure being playing for the Lakers at Staples didn't help his case in that regard with the spotlight. But I think that Melo certainly and Melo did deal with some of it coming into the league. Let's not act that Melo wasn't trashed on national, media outlets as a teenager. 15, 16 years old, grown ass men saying he's never going to make the league. So I think Lonzo was just unfortunate to be in the league at that point, whereas LaMelo was kind of doing his own thing overseas, kind of flew under the radar from like the American media anyway, and just came into the league and set it ablaze from day one. And now they can't say nothing because they know he's for real.
Yeah, speaking about LaMelo, what do you think about his rookie year? Obviously he won Rookie of the Year. How can you kind of analyze his rookie season?
I feel like Melo, in my opinion, is what he says he is. He is one of one. He is a generational talent. He is the type of guy who could be the face of the league in the post-LeBron era. Like, if you look at potential candidates, I'm talking Luka Doncic, I'm talking Zion Williamson, and I'm talking about LaMelo Ball. He has the cachet, he has the swag, and he, of course, so far shows that he will have the basketball ability to, be in that conversation. I feel like he silenced every doubter that said that like everyone was trying to attack his personality, make him out to be this spoiled Kardashian-like kid. He came to Charlotte, showed he was a hardworking individual, showed that he was a great guy to be around, that all his teammates love him, like the energy he brings. And I really think that LaMelo has become something that Charlotte sports probably needed. He is the best thing to happen to that city and that state in a long time in regards to sports. And I really think he can be, going forward, like something they've never had over there, and perhaps the guy that maybe leads them to championship contention one day. Do you know what I mean? They seem like they've got a good thing going there in Charlotte. They're building a good team, adding right pieces around them. It seems like heck already they're handing them the keys to the franchise, and prepared to see where he goes with it. So I think Melo's rookie year was fantastic, historically great, historically underrated. Had he been starting from the beginning, he would have put up LeBron, Luka type numbers. I just think he had a fantastic year, and it's something to be excited about.
You think that was the right move, him coming off the bench?
I guess hindsight is 2020, so you can't really fault it. I think there were pros and there were cons. Maybe it helped him maybe the first week or so, but as Melo proved previously in Australia, he's going to struggle when he first gets somewhere, but within a matter of games, he's going to figure it out. When LaMelo first arrived in the NBL, the shooting percentages weren't there. But within 12 games, if you look at Melo's first 6 games in Australia and you look at his last 6 games, it was night and day. First 6 games, he was looking like Lonzo in the bubble, percentage-wise and stats-wise. Second 6 games, it was like, you know, the man's averaging a damn near triple-double. And I feel like he's the type of guy that adapts really quickly. He's a guy who's played like older competition his entire life, you know what I mean? So once he's thrown out in the fire, he can pick up, he can adjust to things real quick. And I feel like whether he was starting or not, it was only a matter of time before he got in the NBA and he figured out ways to be successful. And within, you know what I mean, a few weeks, he started off in the preseason scoring 0 points, scored 0 points in his NBA debut. Next thing you know, he's the youngest player to ever have a triple-double, you know what I mean? So Melo's the type of guy who I feel like can adjust to any situation in any type of circumstances because he's been there, done it all, and bought the T-shirt.
Yeah, what for me, what kind of attracted me to the Ball family was like obviously it was LaVar Ball. You know, I kind of loved the way he was like bigging up his kids and all that. You know, it kind of inspired me to, you know, want to be like a father. Like if I ever got in that position, I was gonna be just like LaVar. You know, which I do. You got any kids?
Nah, bro, I'm 21. I'm a few years removed from having some kids. Yeah, I'd like.
Yeah. You go. Yeah, I'm 28.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap that thing up.
Yeah, hold it down. It's crazy. Right? but basically, I was rocking with LaVar. That's how I kind of got captivated with the whole movement, and then obviously the Chino Hills and the UCLA. What kind of attracted you to the Ball family? What was it?
Well, I first caught wind of it. Like I said, it was just watching Ball's life videos and seeing these 3 brothers like tear it up, and I looked into it more. Like the fact that, and the more I learned about how the American program and the American system set up, I'm like, bro, like you've got private schools like who like recruit talent all across the country, pay for housing, pay for education, and try and bring all the best players together. And you've just got 3 of these guys from the same household lighting them all up. That kind of caught my interest. Lonzo at UCLA was obviously amazing to watch too, and seeing LaMelo and all of that stuff, like being, you know what I mean, the young prodigy he was, Lonzo coming into the league as hot as he did, obviously LiAngelo getting buckets and whatnot. LaVar, obviously, when he went on like his media tour, I loved the way how he didn't back down, you know what I mean, to the media. I feel like I can relate to that a little bit myself. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you tell me, bro. Like, if I believe I'm right, bro, I'm going to stand on what I believe. And you know what I mean? You're not going to pressure me and or force me or make me look stupid, you know what I'm saying, on like a camera or whatever. Like, that's not how it's going to go. So I respected his mentality. I respected the message of what he was trying to portray to his boys above all. And I feel like a lot of it was trolling. People took it too serious. I think what he tried to do and set out to achieve with the Big Baller brand is revolutionary. I think there's a blueprint there for someone else to follow in the future. I think he revolutionized the game of basketball in many aspects. I don't think the G League happens if it wasn't for him in the JBA. And I do think the symbol of LaVar Ball is something we can all admire. And I've got respect for him and obviously the stuff he did. So that was a big reason for it. Him going back and forth with Stephen A was just hilarious, things of that nature. But I guess just everything around it, it's exciting. It's new. It's unlike anything we've seen before. The Ball family, the Ball brothers, and it was more interesting to me than what else was going around the league. So I was like, heck, I'm gonna devote the best part of my focus to what these guys got going on because what they're doing is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, that's kind of like what we're doing here. We're doing some different stuff, you know. Here at Flight Sports TV, I don't know if you probably heard about it, but like we don't really try to like make people like look crazy on cameras and shit like that. You know, this is kind of like sports and entertainment. You know, a lot of people, I don't know if you heard like maybe Hoop Drug, he referred to it as Jerry Springer. I would more like to refer to it as WWF. You know, you come in here, so you know nobody really attacks nobody too much. Everybody's cool. Like you good money. You know, it's the haters. Like I invite anybody can come in here. You know, if you got any emotion for Lonzo, LaMelo, Gelo, the whole entire Ball family, whether good, bad, or ugly, I just invite all of that in here. You know, and sometimes that leads to good discussions. Oftentimes than not. people leave out of here paying homage, where they pretty much agreeing with everything we saying. So I think everything is good. People love to come here. Like I said, everybody has been here, and they love to come here all the time. So we got a little cast of characters, but everybody's good money, man. We all love and respect you, man. You've been around for a long time now, so you kind of paved the way for a lot of people, even though you in the UK. Everybody know you in America. I'm pretty sure you big out in UK. What is it like being like almost like a crossover? You like the only one doing it like that.
Bro, the weird thing about it is basketball ain't big like that where I'm from. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to like go out of my way to come across basketball. Like, I became interested and I fell in love with the sport just scrolling through the channels and seeing like game 6 of the finals with that man, you know what I mean, at the free throw line. And for whatever reason, I stopped and I paid attention to it. Next thing you know, I'm playing 2K, and now basketball is what I talk about and what I love to do for a living. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how it turns out in that aspect. But yeah, bro, where I'm from, bro, not too many people are like that interested in basketball. But I will say one thing, which some of them, like the NBA is one thing, but there is a huge market in the UK for the Ball family. And I think that started with like the London Lions. Like a lot of people I know and whatever, it's like they don't even rock with the NBA like that, but they care about LaMelo, they care about LiAngelo, they care about Lonzo because they're characters. It's a story. Do you know what I mean? LaVar said all these years ago he was going to have these 3 boys. They're going to be on the same team, blah, 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 do this and that. And to see a lot of it come to fruition, you know what I mean? It's amazing to see, and it's definitely growing the culture where I'm from. In regards to the States, bro, like I said, I don't know what the love's like over there because I've only been once to Vegas. Hopefully at some point, like during the season, I can go out there. I've always wanted to go to Cali. I've always wanted to go to all these different places, New York, you know what I mean, Manhattan, all of that. So, you know what I mean? These are places I want to go, and hopefully dreams I can fulfill at some point this year.
Well, what's the life out there in the UK for somebody in the States? Like, what's a day and a night like in the UK? Talk to me.
A day in the life in the UK is about well, it depends. Are you a stoner? Are you a drinker? Or are you into that other stuff? You know what I mean? Like it depends what you're into.
For me, I mean, I ain't into none of that. You know what I mean? Nah, we don't
so you probably got 3 kids and you sit watching sports all day. That's the day in the life for you when you ain't out there hustling and work.
Nah, low key, man. To be honest with you, a lot of my ways, man, I don't really be putting everything out on the internet and all that.
Yeah, fact.
So a lot of things that be going on, like that's not really for closed doors. To be honest with you, I want to look like the most utmost person on camera. I don't come on here to flex my muscles, play tough. Like I'm from New York. I'm really from the hood and all that. I'm from Hempstead. 516. I don't know if you're familiar with all that. But look into that, Long Island, New York. So I mean, like I ain't got to do all that online. I'll show nothing but love.
My point, I don't want you getting the wrong idea. My point was type of people like you in the UK don't really exist. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's on something. If you ain't going to the game, if you ain't going to the games, like the soccer games, being wild, throwing bananas, you know what I mean? Like doing all kind of like racist stuff and whatnot, then you're most likely, sitting in a park getting high, you know what I mean? Or if you're not doing that, then you're just a hardworking individual who has a family or something, you know what I mean? Because there ain't really much where I'm from, particularly, there ain't really much going on, you know what I mean? So that's why I find myself staying up till 5 a.m., you know what I mean, watching basketball and things of that nature. But it's all love, bro.
I know it's all good. I already know. You feel me? It is what it is. So what you be fucking with out there, man? What y'all be doing?
What I'll be doing, bro, like I said, I try to keep myself away from all the noise and things of that nature, especially like these past few years or whatever. I feel like I've got a good thing going with what I'm doing on YouTube, and I love to talk about sports. I love to.
I don't mean to cut you off. How did you know when this shit was serious? Like when because you've been around, you said, for 10 years.
Yeah.
When did you realize, wait a minute, I think something just happened? You know when it hit, like something.
Yeah. Okay. When you start to for me, because like I said, from 12 years old, I was like sitting like when I got kicked out of school. When I got kicked out of my school, when I was like 16 years old and I didn't have nothing to do and I didn't want to go work no job. I was like, okay, I can either get it this way or I can get it another way. And I'd much rather go about getting it this way. And so I'm going to fully lock in and indulge fully in this YouTube thing and see where it takes me. And it was back against the wall, no choice type thing. It was like I had to make this work. This was my dream. This was my, like, take it if you will, like this is my MBA. Making it happen on the YouTube thing was like everything for me. Like it was unconditional, bro. I had no choice. I had to make this happen. And I made it work, I guess, in the sense when you get that first video that gets like a crazy amount of views compared to usual, it's like, okay, I want to repeat that process. What do I need to do to repeat that? And obviously you have to adapt and whatnot along the way. It was probably around 2017 when my channel began to take strides forward and I began to really take this seriously. But ever since then, bro, like this is my passion. You know what I mean? This is what I live for. You know what I mean? Even like, you know what I mean? Like coming on channels like this and chopping it up with someone who I ain't even spoke to before. And you know what I mean? We're already clicking to some chemistry there. And I ain't reading the chat, but I imagine the chat showing mad love and whatnot. So
this is how the magic happened, though. You know, I like it this way. That's what I'm saying. You know, where we never even spoke. You know, I didn't hop on the phone with you like, yo, it's gonna go like that. No, we just this shit is straight. You know, uncut. You know, so this is the way how you do it. You feel me? I'm gonna take a call in because you got to, like I said, the people love you out here, man. I got my man DZ in the building, man. What's going on? We got the legend DKM in the building. UK, what's going on?
Sup DKM? Yo, I see you're a big soccer fan, man. My favorite team is Manchester United, but I know it's a big culture there in Scotland, and I know there's always been a big rivalry between Glasgow Rangers and the Celtics there. Well, what's your favorite team?
Listen, I'm from Edinburgh, bro. I represent the green and white, and it ain't Celtic, bro. I'm a Hibernian fan, bro. That's my local team, bro. That I live and die. But when I was talking earlier about local teams, bro, I ain't from Glasgow. I don't have a preference between none of those teams, bro. I'm staying true to my roots, bro. I grew up in Leith, like 5 minutes away from the stadium. Going to each and every game. So I bleed blue and green and white.
Green and white,
green and
perfect.
White in my blood.
Nice. And for this upcoming season, with the Bulls, as Lonzo Ball joined the Bulls, what do you think will be like a great stat line for Lonzo Ball? Like, do you think he needs to average 20 points a game, or do you think he needs to have the season like he had before? What do you think he needs to do in order to have a successful season?
Oh, I'm in the show. What the fuck? Oh shit!
I mean, if the man goes ahead and averages 20 points, then hats off to him. I'm not expecting him to do that. Yeah, shout out to Juju, bro. You wildin'. But anyway, I don't expect him to go ahead and average 20 points. I'll be gassed for him. I'll be stoked for him if he does. But I can't imagine him having that large of a role. To be honest, I'm just hoping that Lonzo stays consistent, and if he can improve like gradually on his numbers for last year, maybe get the assists and the rebounds up, average between like 15, 16 points per game on those solid percentages. I feel like that's a step forward in the right direction, especially if he's on a winning team. I don't think he's going to Chicago to put up like empty stats on like a bad team. He's going to a competitive situation. He's with a guy like Zach LaVine, who's, you know what I mean, not trying to mess around in the lottery. You know what I mean? DeMar DeRozan's getting up there in age. Vucevic ain't trying to be in a situation like Orlando 2.0. You know what I mean? These are guys that want to level. I feel like with the Chicago Bulls, everyone's on the same page. Everyone wants to level up in their career. Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan's finally trying to get over the hump, and obviously Vucevic as well. These are hungry guys, and I feel like, you know what I mean, stats are secondary to Lonzo. They always have been. He just wants to play winning basketball and efficient basketball on a good team.
Certainly. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we got my man the Pope in the building, man. My man the Pope, he on the come up. I don't know if you're familiar with him. My man right here, I think y'all get along smoothly. This is my guy right here, I'm telling you. Pope is good.
DKM, see, they listen. Hey, DKM, I want to know this. It's the Pope, man. I want to know, because I've been listening to your content for the longest. Since Ball Boys was in high school, I've been coming to you, to your videos and keeping up up to par on what's going on with the Ball brothers. So thank you for that. Now, in a second, so I know I've been following you for a long time. What I want to know is, do y'all got gas out there like this shit I be smoking on?
Bro, listen, I need to take you to Amsterdam, bro, in the Netherlands, bro. The Team JBA USA might be able to tell you a little thing about that, bro. We got coffee shops over here. You know what I'm saying? You
Ooh.
can get all that. You sit in there, bro. You get to smell your strains, whatever. Get your favorite flavors. You know what I mean? Light that thing up. You know what I mean? With different, like, bro, you guys, like,
Hey,
it's
so
mad.
you by Amsterdam?
No. What I'm saying is, like, if you want to come by, you know what I mean? You can come where I'm at, and we can hop on a flight, and we can go spend some days in there and really kick it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Where I'm from, bro, it's like, nah, it doesn't hit like that where I'm from, specifically in the UK, unless you want to pay like stupid, crazy prices for it. But nah, like you gotta go,
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam's where it's at for the.
How far flight? How long of a flight is that?
Well, where you at
From
right
where
now?
from where you at? Like when I come out fuck with you, right? How far a flight we gotta take to get to Amsterdam?
Oh, bro, like a little over an hour. You know what I mean? And you're good, bro.
Oh,
A little over an hour,
yeah,
bro.
that's awesome.
That's like,
Yeah.
bro, that's also the prostitution capital of the world. If you
Red
send
light
your number
district.
wife, red light district, bro. That's where
Oh,
it's at, bro. I'm not saying
oh,
I've ever been myself, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna throw myself under the bus like that, but you know what I mean? I know some people who stay out there, they've got nothing but good things to say about it. It's like you walk down the strip, you high as a kite, you see all kind of Barbie dolls and whatnot, and then you just enjoy the experience of being in a city where things that ain't legal where you're from and ain't normalized where you're from.
it is there.
Yeah, that's what Amsterdam is. So if you're trying to kick it, bro, we can hop on a flight whenever, bro. I'm local.
All right, for sure. I'm hold to that. Duly noted. Hey, and check this out. Another thing too, man. I wanted to ask you. No, because I could tell, right? I could tell you have your shit together. I like how you put all your content together and everything. But I knew you was a badass little motherfucker in high school. So you say you got kicked out at 16? What you get kicked out for, DK? Tell the people.
Okay,
Tell the
so
people what you got kicked out for, man.
right, so if you can't tell already by the videos I make or in the past, there's a certain fire and a certain passion that goes into my content. And when you're sitting me down and like all I'm thinking about is soccer and basketball, and that's all I want to think about, and you're sitting me down in a room for 8 hours trying to get me to listen to some teacher I consider myself more intelligent than, it's not going to go too well. Eventually, I'm going to get bored. Eventually, that same passion you hear in my videos is going
Yeah.
to come out. I'm talking to the teachers. I'm throwing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just being, I'm not very cooperative in the classroom. I'm not someone that's gonna not very teachable, not very coachable, in that regard. And eventually, it got to the point where when I was coming home from school, I wasn't doing no homework because I was making YouTube videos. And it got to the
Right.
point, it's like if you don't meet these assignments or whatever, you're already a pain in the ass to begin with. So we're trying to get rid of you. And I just kept on making videos, and they were like, right, we got to get this guy the fuck up out of here. And
Right. Well,
left me with no choice but to do this YouTube thing.
I wouldn't say you weren't teachable, and that's a beautiful thing. Because, like I said, I've been able to get my content, my Ball family content from you. But see, I wouldn't say you're not teachable, and that you're not systematable. You feel me? You're not.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like that's like me too, brother. You can't, and that's a lot of us, man. They try to put us. That shit is similar to prison system, the school system, similar to the prison system. Man, they put you in a box, want you to just learn this, sit you down for hours. A lot of people don't learn like that. They need to be energetic. They need to be. Some people get taught different way. So yeah, I can dig it. I got kicked my ass kicked out at 16 myself, man. Understandable. Ain't no biggie. We smarter than the average. You feel me?
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Academically average, but on this mic we are average savage. You know what I'm trying to say, bro?
I got you. I got bars. DKM with bars on Flight Sports TV. Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
sir. Shout out to
I want to
DKM.
add too. I got kicked out of school several times. You feel me? So I'm with you, man.
Yes, shout out to DKM. Shout out to the panels, to the piranhas of panels, or to the panels on the piranha. And shout out to the cold killers that's in the chat. That's welcome DKM open arms wholeheartedly and have publicly shared their love for him and his content and the movement that he has created since he was a youngster. And also shout out for giving out game and being honest, you know, without restrictions. So shout out to you, brother DKM.
Much
Gang,
appreciated, my
gang.
guy.
Hey,
Well,
DKM.
I got my man,
Hey, man.
I got my man Juju. He been waiting to talk to you, man.
Gang, gang, man. What's good with you, Slob, bro? I fuck with you, nigga.
How you doing, my
I've
guy?
been watching you since you was like, I've been watching you since you was like 100 subscribers, my nigga. Like when you barely had any subscribers, nigga, I fuck with you, bro. Look, I got one question, bro. Or I actually got two questions. My first question is, have you heard of this YouTuber? His name is Juju Knows Hoops. Like, if you haven't heard of him, I really think you know what I'm saying, you might want to collab with him because that boy up and coming. You know what I'm saying? That's my first shit.
Yeah, the voice
That's not
sounds
really a question.
familiar.
I was just telling
The
you,
voice
you know what I'm
sounds
saying?
familiar right now.
Yeah, you probably know me. I think we probably talked before, bro. I don't like not on some shit where it was like, you know what I'm saying, we had a deep conversation, but I probably said something, you know what I'm saying, you probably heard me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, anyways, this is my question for you. For any upcoming YouTuber, you know what I'm saying, like myself and a lot of people in this chat, what's your advice to people that's trying to come up the same way you did with the Lonzo videos, the basketball videos? What would your advice be?
My advice would be, you got to take one from the Mamba's book right there. You can be all buddy with everyone when it's time to communicate and come together and whatever. But you got to have a kill list, bro. You got to look at the top and be like, okay, why should people watch my content and not the 10 other people trying to do the same thing? So I guess what you got to strive to do is make your content better than the next man's and then better than the guy after that. Look at what it is that your favorite YouTubers do. Be inspired by it, but try and don't like try and be someone else, bro. If you're trying to be a DKM 2.0, a Flight Sports 2.0, or someone like that, you're just going to be nowhere near as successful as those people. You know what I mean? So what you got to do is you got to have your own flavor, your own style, bring something new to the table, and make sure you outwork your competition, because the people want the content in Flight Sports, you'll know this as well. They want it when they want it. You know what I mean? They don't care what you got going on in your life. You have to provide and you have to be consistent. Ain't no breaks. You know what I mean? Because other people within the community, they stay working. So if you take a day off, someone else is working to take your spot. You know what I mean? So it's all about staying consistent and bringing something to the table that isn't already there. If you're just going to be the same guy to say the same things as everyone else, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's all about bringing new flavor, new substance, and giving people a reason to watch you instead of me, instead of Flight Sports, instead of Ticket, instead of FYF, all these other different people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Appreciate you, bro. I fuck with you, man.
No problem, my guy. Fuck with you too.
Well, just get hot, Juju. That's one thing I recommend. Like what he just said, you know, what I would tell you, Juju, is get your channel as hot as possible. You know, I don't know how you gotta do it, but you gotta create a wave.
And also,
You know?
I'd like to share something to the piranhas on the panel to also further compliment what DKM had just expressed. One thing about somebody like DKM, because I'm an older cat, you know what I mean? I'm older than everybody except probably Uncle Vern. I watched DKM come from the grassroots while he was chasing LaVar, Allen, and the JBA around for content. And in that itself was a story. And in that itself, you sympathize with a young cat like DKM going out of his way, traveling, using his own money and getting content that nobody else was willing to do. And that's what made him such a budding and rising star within the YouTube content universe, because the JBA was something that people was interested in, but they wasn't getting any type of media coverage. So outside of Facebook, of course. But so DKM was giving us that inside scoop. And that was very beautiful. He was interviewing the players. He was making content on the players when nobody else was. So he generated an interest. He didn't wait till the interest was already there. DKM had generated a demand for more and more content. So a lot of you brothers, that's what you might have to do. You're going to have to generate an interest for content. Don't wait on the content to come to you. You got to create the content yourself.
Real talk, my brother. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Because that's what I'm saying. That's what being DKM, I started knowing. I said, okay, yeah, I fuck with this guy.
DKM, before we get into the next question, I want to add, I definitely applaud you because the editing, you do a lot of editing, man. How long does that stuff take, man? Because I don't think people understand the time that it takes just to make one video.
Bro, like it can depend. Like when you factor in procrastination and whatnot, it can end up taking all day. But for like, let's just say a little 8 to 10 minute video, I could be behind the computer for like 5-6 hours. Do you know what I mean? Just like finding different clips. You know what I mean? Editing, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're doing a like, obviously if you're doing a live stream, you know what I mean? I fuck with that because it's like raw, uncut off the top of the dome. You know what I mean? But if you're making like, let's say, sometimes I'll be making a video about a specific story. You got to make sure you have all the details to the T. So sometimes it'll take a few takes. You know what I mean? Sometimes the energy isn't right. You know what I mean? You're more enthusiastic at the start of the video. So I'm gonna go back, redo that part. You know what I mean? That last part, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. I've maybe used this clip of LaMelo in 3 of the last videos. Let me go find like a new highlight play. So when people are watching along, they're not watching the same thing. You got to have all the screenshots. If there's like a trade, you know what I mean? You got to make sure you have that tweet up on the screen that says all these things. So it's really tedious. I've been doing it a long time. I have a formula that's efficient and as least time consuming and possible that works for me. And it's just about staying locked in. You know what I mean? That's the biggest battle, is staying on it constantly. You know what I mean? Like there's days you're going to lack motivation. And back to what someone asked me, like one of the key parts of being a YouTuber, anyone that does YouTube can probably relate to this. The hardest part is, because the most important thing is getting content out consistently. The hardest part is consistently putting out content even when you have no motivation. So if you've got no motivation to fire up a live stream and you don't feel like you got anything hot to talk about and you just got to pull some content out your ass and make it work. But if you can still do that and make that shit high quality, you know what I mean? That's what's going to separate you from the rest of the pack. So the editing's tedious. It takes time, but I ain't tripping. It's just part of the grind, you know what I mean? And it's exciting at the same time because I know at the end of it, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to feel good because I've just uploaded a video that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, definitely. I applaud you, man. We got my man Uncle Vern in the building. You know about Uncle Vern, don't you?
Of course, bro. New media. Shout out to my guy, Uncle Vern.
Uncle Vern, what's going on? He got his damn mic muted. he probably don't even know he muted. There you go.
But you know he's slow with technology. You got to give him a second.
He there.
Yeah, I hear you. We hear you.
Hey,
also, run up the lights, my people.
Hey, look here.
What's up, Uncle Vern? How you doing, big man?
I'm doing, bro. I don't know how I'm just doing, bro. It's hard for a young man like me, man. Hey, but look here. I was telling the people the other day. Look here. It's gonna be hot on the scene with in the NBA basketball. I was telling the young ladies they should get cable. Or they should get what else? DKM. What else you think they should get?
I think they gotta get a vibrator, bro. That's what you were saying.
Hey, boy, I'm telling you. Hey, you be on your. Hey, DKM, you young, you ain't done, boy. You be at it, boy. I'm telling you, boy. Stick out there in the game, boy. Pick up the things that's going out there.
Yeah.
All right, I hear you, Uncle Vern. I'm gonna take your advice to the bank, and you know what I mean.
Hey.
Yeah, what the hell did y'all just say?
Hey, I like that collaboration you got. I like that collaboration you got. I like that collaboration you got going on with Rev.
That's my guy, you know what I mean? Shout out to Rev, bro. Bro, what I got with him is bigger than YouTube, you know what I mean? It's bigger than basketball. He's a hardworking individual. He writes for me, I'm a write for him, and you know what I mean? I enjoy doing what I do with Rev, and you know what I mean? You can expect to see me over on his channel a lot more.
Right.
Right, okay. All right, Uncle Vern. We should run out of questions. We got my man Rave in the building. He always got some questions. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rave. Rave, what's good?
What's up, man?
We got DKM in the building, man. The legend, UK.
What's up, DKM, man? Shout out to New Media, man. It's been a hell of a minute since I've been with DKM on a podcast. I doubt he remembers me. But man, for one, you're definitely part of a legend, man, because to be overseas with it, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, that takes a lot of for me, I feel like that takes more, like a lot of work. You feel me? Especially when the hot topic of that type of information is usually like in the U.S. and stuff. So that's totally respect to you, man. Totally. So shout out to the media for all that. Um,
Fine.
so what do you? My question is for you is how do you feel about Lonzo and him going to score? How you feel like he's going to score on the Bulls? You feel like he's going to be going out there dropping triple doubles, or you feel like he's going to be just how you feel about it?
I'd like to think he's not going to be standing his ass in the corner. You know what I mean? I hope he's going to be a bit more aggressive now that he's comfortable in an environment that you know, where he's supported and like I mean, they've paid him the money. They've not just invested like words and like I mean, they put a bag to they put a bag to his name. You know what I mean? They paid this man, so that's so. I mean, money speaks louder than words. They believe in this man. They're going to get behind him. I don't think it's a situation where if he doesn't perform, I mean, he's going to be looking at Caruso sideways, who's I mean, waiting to take his spot at any given time. But I think Lonzo's going to, like I think he'll score more than he did in New Orleans simply on the fact that he'll be on the ball more. But I think Zach LaVine's about to go crazy. I think if anything, we can look at Lonzo's stats that are going to increase from previous years. I think his assists are finally going to get to where they should have always been. I mean, for one of the best passers in the game, which Lonzo Ball, I believe he is, and I'm sure you guys can all agree, I think that the assists don't reflect that. You know what I mean? If you were to look at the box score and look at the league leaders in assists, Lonzo Ball should be averaging more than 4 or 5 assists a game, you know what I mean, or whatever it was he averaged last season. So I think more so than scoring, we're going to see him take a big leap in the assist numbers. And he's going to continue to do everything else he does well on the basketball court, which is be a great teammate, bring high energy, lock down on defense, be a menace in transition, and knock down the free ball at a high clip. So I'm just excited to see how bro pans out in Chicago, and wishing all the best for him. And shout out to you, by the way, you know what I mean, like for the love and support and those comments, bro. You know what I mean? Being from overseas, there are some challenges that come with it. There are some, I mean, certain people ain't gonna, rock with you because you're not from the States. People will accuse you or whatnot, you know what I mean, saying that like, oh, like you're this and that, you're a culture vulture, you know what I mean, you ain't really in with like the basketball like that, you didn't grow up on it, things of that nature, bro. I'm just, all that extra stuff, bro. I'm just a young cat over here that loves the game. Fell in love with it due to Kobe Bryant, and the Ball brothers have only helped like, find my love for basketball, which is what I love talking about with great people like yourself.
Yeah, you know how to play?
Don't know how to play, bro. Listen, I'm the Scottish sharpshooter, bro. I'm like, you ain't never seen a Scottish shooter on the court, bro. So if it ever comes, we get a little game together, and you got all these different people. You got Hoop Jargon who played overseas. You got, all these different people, and you bring them out there on the court. Best believe, like that OKC player said about Gelo, I'm not going to be the worst in the gym. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Shout out to DKM.
My God, bro.
Shout out to DKM, man. That's crazy, man. So you spoke about your man. What were you doing during the summer league? How were you able to get? You was talking about your man Rev. Were you working with him through the summer league?
But me and Rev were just always in talk, always communicating with each other, like we've been doing before the summer league. So like, it wasn't like we were doing anything different in the summer league that we've been doing already. He's just a hardworking guy that and that's all I can really speak for him. You know what I mean? Like he's got his own story. If you want to have him up on the channel, you know what I mean, he can say what he does. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep it tight-lipped on that comment. Just know that whatever it is, whenever you see us collab, just know we're gonna bring that heat together.
No, I believe you, man. What you got coming up for the people? Like, what's next for DKM, man?
I feel like it's just about constantly leveling up. You know what I mean? I feel like in this space, in the social media space, the last thing you want to do is be in the same spot for the same time. You want to continue leveling up and taking your content to the next level. And I feel like each and every video, I try in different ways to others to make better than the last one. And I don't have anything specifically in mind, but I'd love to, you know what I mean, perhaps in the pandemic, do more documentary type videos. I don't know if any of you guys ever saw my one-of-one project that I did right before the draft with LaMelo. Things of that would be interesting, but as of right now, I don't have anything specifically planned with what I got coming on next. But whenever I do put pen to paper and decide, like, set out on a goal and decide that's what I'm going to pursue, best believe I'm going to give it my all and make that shit the best it could possibly be, because otherwise, if that ain't what you're trying to do, you're in the wrong business, and you shouldn't be doing it, point blank, period.
Facts. Do you know about the New York Knicks?
I know about the New York Knicks, yeah. I know you ain't won a championship in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. What's your thoughts on the current situation with the Knicks? Where do you see them? Because they're in the Eastern Conference.
I feel like they're right there with well, obviously they made the playoffs last season. They've got I think Evan Fournier, while it's quote unquote boring, it's a good pickup.
Right, me too. I'm a Knicks fan, by the way.
Yeah. You're a Knicks fan? What, Nets hat on, bro? I swear you was wearing a Nets hat.
No, I got a Nets hat, but I'm a Knicks fan. I got a lot of hats, man. I'm a hat collector.
See, where I'm from, bro, see if you were to wear your local team's other hats, bro, you know what I mean? They'll get the pitchforks out on you, bro. Like, that doesn't say, but nah, I understand that in the NBA world, it's a lot less hostile in that respect. Like, you can root for different players and whatnot, so I'm not going to hold you to that. But in regards to the Knicks, I feel like Evan Fournier is a good pickup for the value you got him at. Kemba Walker, you know what I mean? The pros outweigh the cons with that signing. I think he can hopefully re-find his Charlotte form. Derrick Rose re-signed, right? You got him locked up for a few more years. I hope RJ Barrett takes a step. Julius Randle's a serious baller.
Yeah, facts. People sleep on Julius.
Bro, people sleep on Julius. Julius, like, he shares a lot in common with Zion Williamson. Not to the same extent, but you know what I mean, in terms of being a lefty, you know what I mean, who can dribble the ball, you know what I mean, attack the basket. He's a big body. I feel like Julius Randle, like, because he isn't the most exciting or whatever, like, people sleep on Julius. Like, he's an NBA All-Star for a reason, and it's good that he's in New York. I think RJ Barrett, like I said, he's a serious player that can hopefully level up. And I just think, like, the Knicks can be similar to where they were last season, maybe take some steps forward, try and get to the second round. But the East's going to be competitive, so it's hard to know where they'll rank.
What do you think about the Knicks and the Bulls? Like, who do you think will have to finish with a better record?
Bro, listen.
Come on, be honest. Come on,
bro,
DK.
Bro. Like, well, bro, I'm a big believer in Zach LaVine. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give my boy Lonzo the benefit of the doubt. I feel like if Lonzo plays to the level I know he can, which I'm banking on him doing, the Chicago Bulls will be, you know what I mean, where they should be. So this take might not age well, but fuck it, I'm going with the Chicago Bulls. I'm all in with Chicago.
What about the Hornets? You know, they obviously maybe like one step back in the development process. What do you see them shaping up? Can they make the playoffs?
I feel like, yeah, they can definitely make the playoffs. If LaMelo Ball takes that next step, which I believe he will, I think he's going to, you know what I mean, have whatever Trae Young did, whatever Luka Doncic did in their sophomore year. I feel like if LaMelo stays healthy, he can take that step, be an NBA All-Star next season. And if you've got that type of player, the caliber of player, which I believe LaMelo is, combined with all those new pieces in a system that seems to, you know what I mean, with a bunch of players that cater to his needs and play a similar way, I feel like the Charlotte Hornets should have made the playoffs last season, and I think they will make it this season, obviously, if they can stay healthy, because people forget the Hornets were hot. The Hornets were hot prior to all the injuries. Obviously, missing out on some of those guys, like losing Devontae, it's going to hurt, but I feel like LaMelo's going to take such great leaps forward this season that it'll more than make up for that, and hopefully we see Gelo get some burn as well.
So you see the Hornets like what, like a 7-8 seed?
Yeah, I feel like, sneaking into the playoffs probably are where they should have been last season. I don't think the Hornets are going to take like a massive step forward to where they should have been, not where they finished, where they should have finished. I feel like they've not got much better, they've not got much worse, but long term, the players they've got are going to better suit them than the players they had last season. So the Hornets are one to look out for the future, and obviously all eyes are going to be on Mr. One-of-One himself, LaMelo Ball.
Right. Any questions for DKM, man? We got DKM in the building, first time ever, man. I don't want
Yes, sir. I got a question for DKM. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, bro.
I was interested in the LiAngelo take that you had earlier
Right.
about because you saw LiAngelo in Lithuania. I mean, well, not necessarily Lithuania, but in London when they went to go play London Lions. I remember following your journey,
Overseas.
how you
Yeah, London.
took the flight to London and you highlighted that game, and I think that's where you met LaVar, the big baller, the first time. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That was my first time getting involved with like anything BBB related. That was like a first step forward for me. Yeah.
Right. So during that game, from his growth and development that you saw then until now, is it leaps and bounds, or is it still other aspects of his game that you feel he needs to work on in order for him to be a permanent fixture in the NBA?
Well, LiAngelo.
Yes,
Is that?
sir, LiAngelo.
Yeah. I mean, heck, he's only played about 5 games since that game, which was November 2018, as I conveniently point out in all my videos. But what Gelo showed me in the summer league, compared to then, is that like it doesn't matter if that's the JBA, it doesn't matter if it's Lithuania, it doesn't matter if it's high school basketball, it doesn't matter if it's 24 fitness. That jump shot and that release, he can get that off ahead of any defender, and he can knock it down at an efficient rate. I feel like LiAngelo is an above average NBA level shooter. He's not just a shooter who's going to shoot you out the gym at the local rec league. Like, nah, he can knock down shots with the best shooters out there. And I feel like he's only going to benefit if he's playing alongside a LaMelo, if he's playing alongside a point guard and players who are competent, players who can get him the ball when he's open. You know what I mean? Because if you notice after that first game, he wasn't getting open looks like he was before. I mean, that first game, bro, it was like throwing a golf ball in the ocean. Bro was open, you know what I mean? Like in the corner, on the 3-point line. What impressed me was when he wasn't getting those open looks, LiAngelo found ways to score. And I guess the real thing that's changed from overseas to the NBA is that he's been forced to do it in small bursts now. And LiAngelo showed several times in the summer league that he can get a lot of points in a quick, you know what I mean, space of time. Like he can just go on a run and get you 8 points just like that. And all of a sudden, that 10-point deficit is now a 2-point game going into the next quarter. You know what I mean? So I think we're seeing much of the same from LiAngelo, just in much shorter sample sizes. And he's a player who I don't think the competition really matters with. LiAngelo is going to be LiAngelo, whoever he plays against. And for me, LiAngelo can be a solid contributor off the bench, role player next season who you got to respect his range, because if you leave him open, he's going to knock that down at an efficient clip.
I'm with you. Anybody else? Anybody else got any questions for DK?
Yeah, the Pope, I do, man. So yeah, me, BZ, and Juju, DKM, we planning on coming out in October, man. For real. And so we hold you to that, man, showing us out in that Amsterdam and whatnot.
Yeah, we coming through, man. We know.
But he doesn't live in Amsterdam.
No, I'm saying we're gonna go out to Scotland, but we're gonna fly out.
Yeah.
Mid-October, man. We coming through.
Bro, hit me up on the ground, bro. If you man are serious about making something happen, we can talk. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a place, bro. If you know what I mean, if you love to sit back, chill, bro, like, you know what I mean, light one up, and you know what I mean, enter a different realm and experience a different situation. That's a place where, like, that's stoner paradise. You know what I mean? I would recommend everyone from the States take a weekend trip to Amsterdam or whatever, and if that's what you're into, if you're the type of guy that just loves to light one up and have a good time, like, that's the place for you. That place was made for like you, man, particular.
Yeah, no, man. I'm talking about just all together, man. From the partying standpoint, and maybe we can come up with something, do something together that'll be fire.
That's facts, bro. Hit me up on the ground.
What's that?
Well, we got Rave in the building. He always got some questions. Rave, what's good?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, can you see LiAngelo finding his way on the Bulls if the Hornets mess up and not get him?
See, listen, this is a pet peeve of mine, and I apologize if there's some maybe some inside information I don't know about, maybe something linking LiAngelo to the Bulls. Personally, if LiAngelo doesn't end up making this Hornets team, I feel like what us as a community, to some extent, have to do is take a step back. You know what I'm saying? If he ends up getting cut, which I don't think will happen, I think we should be more like, if there's some rumors, if there's some credible sources out there confirming it, that then fair do. But just always constantly pinpointing LiAngelo to different teams where his brothers play for, like, and I'm not getting on you specifically for asking that question, because it's a good question and a lot of people want to know, and I've actually got a video planned where I'm going to talk about this very same thing. It's like, I feel like the LiAngelo to the Hornets situation made sense, which is why, like, you know what I mean, we actually see something come of it, bro. But in the past, bro, I feel like there's a lot of red meat content on YouTube where it's like, oh, Lonzo plays for the Lakers, so LiAngelo's going to go there. LaMelo plays for the Illawarra Hawks, so LiAngelo's going to go there. Lonzo's now at the Pelicans. LiAngelo's going to go there. None of them ended up happening, you know what I mean? I remember some people were saying some BS, making videos like that LiAngelo was going to end up at Spire. You know what I mean? Even though he'd like graduated high school or whatever, just because LaMelo was there. So I feel like as a community, we shouldn't force like these narratives into existence. You know what I mean? If what happens with Lonzo and Charlotte doesn't exactly, or LiAngelo, my bad, doesn't work out, and just assume that he's going to get a look in Chicago, because Lonzo plays for them. So I'm not saying it's impossible. Maybe there's some rumors there which I am aware of. But personally, until I hear something about it from someone credible that I trust, you won't see me running around YouTube making videos saying that Lonzo's going to end up on keep saying Lonzo. LiAngelo's going to end up on the Bulls just because Lonzo's there. So I hope that we maintain our integrity and credibility as a community that cover these brothers, and don't just sell the people red meat content. You know what I mean? There has to be some substance behind what we're saying, and that's what I believe on, and that's how I'll make my content. So it's not impossible, no, but until I hear something, you won't hear me speak on it.
Yes, sir. And DKM, shout out to you because you're one of the most objective YouTube content creators that's out there, and especially for your age, that you reserve the discipline not to, cheat the game. You play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and like Flight said in the beginning, whether it's the good, the bad, or the indifference, and I can bear witness to it. And you almost like a young Nipsey when it comes to this YouTube content creation, because you do it your way, and you're not allowing nobody to sway you either this way or that way,
I
and you make
agree.
it plain in your videos. You really stipulate that. And you said, if you think I'm that guy, then you got the wrong guy, and you can withhold your likes and you can withhold your subscription, because I'm not that guy. And I always appreciate you how you do that. And the young Thundercat that you is, Nip was, on that same path. You know what I'm saying? And I'm qualified to speak about it because my girl used to braid his hair. I ain't trying to, pull rank on nobody, but yeah, she used to braid his hair. So I see Nip in his early stage when, you know what I'm saying, when he was just slinging the mixtapes. So I see a lot of that in you, as far as your drive and your construction on your demeanor. And I appreciate that about you, young Thundercat.
Bro, it's an honor to be compared to, or at least like for you to highlight or to pick up on some stuff like that and notice someone who obviously did as much for the culture as Nipsey Hussle. I think he's an incredible role model for a lot of people. I've heard nothing but good things about him. In regards to staying objective and whatever, I come from somewhat of a journalistic background. My dad did this, you know what I mean? And above all, bro, like I always say in my videos, I speak where my truth is, not where the truth is, where my truth is. So I'm gonna say what I believe. You know what I mean? Like if you come to a different conclusion and you feel otherwise, you know what I mean? That's cool. I got no problem with that. I would happily sit here face to face and have a conversation and break it down. It's nothing personal. You know what I mean? It's basketball what we're talking about. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, feel some type of way if you come away from one conversation with a different opinion to me. But on my platform, I feel like I owe it to the people and to speak what I believe and what I truly believe in my heart and not to hold back. And I believe that authenticity prevails in a fake world. And on social media, there's a whole lot of fake shit. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of clickbait, you know what I mean? Things like that. And for me, I guess the only thing you can do is stay true to yourself, and what I believe in is authenticity, and being. I wouldn't cheat my people and feed them something that I don't believe myself, because if it was the other way around and I'm the consumer and I'm watching the content, I wouldn't want to be led on for views or for clicks or things of that nature. I try and, you know what I mean, just stand on what I believe in. But I appreciate those comments, bro. I felt it up in here, bro, up in my heart. That's real talk.
Yeah, no problem, man. So DKM, man, you got any shout outs, anything before we get up out of here?
I want to say a shout out to the people up in the chat. You
DKM, I
gotta do,
love
my
you,
man.
boy.
I appreciate it, Uncle Vern, my guy. You still got one of the most iconic quotes of all time on that New Media podcast, bro. The streets will never forget. I want to say a shout out to everyone up on here, and the people in the chat, bro. Flight Sports TV, you know what I mean? Like, there's a real community here. There's, you guys have shown me nothing but love since coming on here. I hope this isn't the last time I'll pop up, you know what I mean, and hop on here. You said you'd bring the red carpet, bro. You did exactly that. So do my man a favor, bro. Leave a like on this video. If there's 50 people in the chat, bro, there needs to be at least 50 likes. Take your shoes off. Be polite. Show the man some love and respect. He's a hardworking individual who, and obviously to Dex as well, who reached out to me. You know what I mean? There's a team of people working really hard to bring you guys this content. Shout out to everyone who asked the questions and people who have been supportive of me on my journey. And what you guys say, you know what I mean? I take everything in. And it's not nothing I take for granted, the support and the love that you guys have shown me over here. So real talk, I appreciate you guys, and all the best to everyone involved.
Definitely, man. The door is open, man. Anytime, man. Like I said, hopefully this is a long and withstanding relationship. DKM and Flight Sports TV, man. This won't be the last.
All right, I appreciate it, my guy.
All right, take it easy, DKM. Take care of yourself out there, man. Hold it down. It's Flight Sports TV. DKM exclusive. We're getting up out of here.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports.